You're watching Republic.
Hello and welcome you watching This is Exclusive with me, Shavin Sen. Tonight on This is Exclusive, we put the spotlight on a story that had grabbed the headline just about a couple of months ago when reports essentially came in that was the laddu that was being provided in Tirupati, was it adulterated? It turned out that some reports suggested that the presence of animal fat. So much so, there was a full-fledged investigation that was basically carried out by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Tonight on This is Exclusive, we take you not only through the details of the findings of the SIT, but also the fact that the controversy refuses to die. All this and much more in this edition of This is Exclusive, but first let me take you through the headlines we're tracking at this hour. CBI report confirms adulteration in Tirupati Laddu, but YSRCP clean chits itself in the case. Corruption rampant in TTD during my tenure, says former chairman. The big attack by Prime Minister against Gandhi Vadras. He says the surname was stolen for political gains. Devotees across the world revere the sacred Tirupati Laddu as Prasadam, blessed by Lord Venkateshwara. But for over a year, what is seen as an iconic sweet has been at the center of one of India's most explosive religious and political storms. It began in 2024 when Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu alleged that during the previous YSRCP regime, the ghee used to prepare the famous laddus was adulterated, and that too with animal fat, including claims of beef tallow and fish oil, desecrating a holy offering and hurting Hindu sentiments. The accusations ignited nationwide outrage, triggered a Supreme Court intervention and led to a high-profile CBI-led Special Investigation Team probe. Now, in 2026, the final charge sheet has landed and it's shifting the narrative. The investigators found no beef tallow, no lard, no animal fat in the ghee supplied between 2019 and 2024. Instead, they uncovered a large-scale fraud. Synthetic ghee made from palm oils, vegetable fats and chemicals. They were designed to mimic cow ghee in what officials describe as a multi-crore procurement scam that compromised quality and betrayed public trust. First, the findings of the SIT that I'm going to take you through right now. Let me just quickly take you through what are the major findings of this report that has been filed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, the SIT, and the recommendations that have been made. Some of the key findings, whether at all there was animal fat or not. SIT has basically flagged violations under the YSRCP watch. That's number one. Number two, deliberate misconduct in ghee procurement is the second most important finding of the SIT report. Eligibility relaxed without scientific study that was caused. Let's take you through the other findings. Senior TTD officials named in the SIT report. And it seems that all of this working in collusion. Ineligible dairies allowed in the tender process, so that there were certain relaxations that were basically given in the tender process itself. CFTRI tests found adulterated ghee use. So let's be very clear that as far as the findings of the SIT is concerned, YSRCP says that there is no adulteration actually. So it seems that the SIT, which claims that the YSRCP ignored adulteration findings, but despite all of this, despite the report coming in lapses due to deliberate administrative decisions, despite all of this, it seems that what has essentially happened is that the YSRCP has actually given a complete clean sheet. So what is it that the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister has to say? Because it seems now it has become a massive political war between the TDP and the YSRCP. First, I want to play out the big response coming in from the Chief Minister himself, and then the admissions that have been made by the TTD chairman himself. First, listen in to what the Chief Minister had to say.
అదే మాదిరిగా మాకు యాక్షన్ తీసుకోమని ఒక రిపోర్ట్ పంపించారు సిబిఐ. వీళ్ళందరిపైన అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ యాక్షన్స్ తీసుకోమని పంపించారు. అందుకే వన్ మ్యాన్ కమిటీ ఒకటేసి మొత్తం అనలైజ్ చేసి ఎక్కడెక్కడ ల్యాబ్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి ఆ ల్యాబ్స్ అన్ని అధ్యయనం చేసి యాక్షన్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. అవసరమైతే కోర్టులో కూడా ఇంకా ఏదైనా అడిషనల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉంటే సబ్మిట్ చేస్తాం. అదే మాదిరిగా మాకు యాక్షన్ తీసుకోమని ఒక రిపోర్ట్ పంపించారు సిబిఐ. వీళ్ళందరిపైన అడ్మినిస్ట్రేటివ్ యాక్షన్స్ తీసుకోమని పంపించారు. అందుకే వన్ మ్యాన్ కమిటీ ఒకటేసి మొత్తం అనలైజ్ చేసి ఎక్కడెక్కడ ల్యాబ్సెస్ ఉన్నాయి ఆ ల్యాబ్స్ అన్ని అధ్యయనం చేసి యాక్షన్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తాం. అవసరమైతే కోర్టులో కూడా ఇంకా ఏదైనా అడిషనల్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉంటే సబ్మిట్ చేస్తాం.
In the eye of the storm is a man called Y.V. Subba Reddy. Now, why exactly he is in the center point of this entire controversy? That's because the allegation has also been leveled against Y.V. Subba Reddy, whether at all there was presence of animal fat or not. And under his tenure, what was exactly happening? There is an admission that he certainly makes, and that admission is of adulteration. Now, one can debate whether at all it was animal fat or it was chemicals that were essentially used. However, they basically deny the presence of animal fats. But they do make an admission. The admission is even bigger than this. The admission is the usage of chemicals. Now, this is what the former TTD chairman, Y.V. Subba Reddy, had to say. Temple ghee was mixed with chemicals. Listen in.
See what city has said. Supreme Court, while appointing sit, they said to find out whether animal fat is there in the ghee or not. Whether it is there, the same ghee was used for producing the proper preparation of prasadams. That what CBI, Supreme Court has given to sit to conduct the inquiry. Sit has conducted inquiry and submitted the report just 10 days back to the court, saying that animal fat is not there. Yes, I agree that they have submitted in their report that ghee is adulterated. And they have also mentioned adulterated ghee supplied because of so many people's involvement and some officers' involvement, some third persons' involvement in the, all those people were named and charge sheeted also. Now, this government, TDP government, along with the alliance parties, they are trying to attribute that, saying even after submission of the report, they are attributing that during YSR Congress party regime, animal fat is mixed in preparation of prasadams. That's what we are telling, you are condemning that. That's not correct. CIT has given its report. Basing on that, animal fat is not there. Yes, ghee is adulterated with some palm oil, some canola oil, some other items. Whatever it is, that is found in the CBI CIT report, that has been mentioned there.
So the opposition is claiming that, the BJP government is claiming that the TDD chairman, that time, there was a major corruption in the whole organization.
No, where corruption is taken place. Yeah, in my this thing, whenever some issue is there, we use it to be very transparent and very clear. But these ghee suppliers were there from beginning, not now, not only 2019 to 24. 14 to 19 were also same people who are supplying ghee. Maybe inquiry you should also inquire about 14 to 19 when there was in government.
Well, in fact, this was the TDD chairman himself admitting that as far as the laddus are concerned, they were adulterated. As far as chemicals are concerned, that's an acceptance. They've made the admission here. Now, there's been an escalating controversy on this entire matter. In fact, Reddy did a press conference earlier today, and where he has made those very assertions that yes, chemicals were actually used, animal fat wasn't present. But that does not take away the fact that what was the regime that time really doing? And why exactly did they really allow? Now, this is what he had to say during the press conference. Listen.
అని చెప్పారు. జంతు కొవ్వు కలవలేదు కాబట్టి ఇది వేరే పదార్థాల కల్తీ జరిగింది, జంతు కొవ్వు మాత్రం కలవలేదు అని చెప్పారు. కానీ దాంట్లో సిట్టు ఎంక్వైరీలో ఛార్జ్ షీట్ ఫైల్ చేసిన దాన్ని బట్టి ఇందులో జంతు కొవ్వు కలవలేదు అని చెప్పారు. జంతు కొవ్వు కలవలేదు కాబట్టి ఇది వేరే పదార్థాల కల్తీ జరిగింది, జంతు కొవ్వు మాత్రం కలవలేదు అని చెప్పారు. కానీ
Well, in fact, there is more development that has taken place in Andhra Pradesh, with the government headed by Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has now ordered a one-member committee to look into the allegations that have been levelled, and this goes beyond criminality too. And that is the reason why a one-member committee has been formed based on recommendations that have been made by the SIT. In fact, we have also got details of what is it that has been recommended by the SIT to the Andhra Pradesh government, a letter that has been addressed to the Chief Secretary. I'm going to take you through the details, the main recommendations that have been made by the SIT. And on your screens right now, this is exactly what the SIT has said to the Chief Secretary. And I want to focus on point number 3 and 4, where they say that during the investigation of the above case by the SIT, it was revealed that the ghee tender conditions were relaxed in February 2020 without proper justification and scientific study, which enabled the accused dairies to participate in the TTD tenders and supply adulterated ghee to TTD during 2020 and 2023. Now, in this connection, a self-contained note has been forwarded for initiation of suitable action as deemed fit against the then erring committee members and senior officers of the TTD for their lapses and omissions revealed both in relaxation and enforcing of the ghee tender conditions. Now, that's the reason why the Andhra Pradesh government has basically stepped in and formed a one-member committee. In fact, we are also going across to our guest in a short while from now. Till the time, we'll also try and see if we can get Aishwarya to join us on this broadcast, getting us the latest details. I want to quickly recap some of the details that we have as far as this case goes. One, with regards to the findings that have essentially been made, and the findings are with regards to the investigation that has been carried out by the SIT. The SIT basically has clearly stated that they have found the following in terms of the chemicals that were present there. We'll try and see if we can go across to Shabri, the TDP MP, who is going to join us in a short while from now. And some of the allegations that have been levelled, even by what I'm told by the YSRCP, saying that this was a controversy. There is a controversy with regards to the animal fat allegation that was initially levelled by what I'm being told by the TDP. Now, some of the key findings as far as this entire investigation goes, and this is what they have had to say with regards to what they have found so far. And interestingly, they have clearly stated the fact that chemicals have essentially been used. And in 2019, under the YSRCP government, the TTD diluted long-standing ghee procurement norms by reducing the minimum dairy experience, which was essentially 3 years to 1 year. The turnover requirement was about 250 crore to 150 crore, and removing mandatory milk procurement capacity. These diluted the norms that were enabled vendors without adequate dairy infrastructure. Then the same TTD officials approved strict quality norms, earlier diluted them within 5 months without technical evaluation, field inspection or scientific justification as recorded by the SIT. In August 2022 is when the CFTRI Mysore tested TTD ghee samples and also confirmed adulteration. Can we just play out the bite coming in from what I'm told is YV Subba Reddy, and we'll try and connect with Shabri in a short while from now.
ఎంక్వైరీలో ఛార్జ్ షీట్ ఫైల్ చేసిన దాన్ని బట్టి ఇందులో జంతు కొవ్వు కలవలేదు అని చెప్పారు. జంతు కొవ్వు కలవలేదు కాబట్టి ఇది వేరే పదార్థాల కల్తీ జరిగింది, జంతు కొవ్వు మాత్రం కలవలేదు అని చెప్పారు. కానీ దాంట్లో సిట్టు ఎంక్వైరీలో ఛార్జ్ షీట్ ఫైల్ చేసిన దాన్ని బట్టి ఇందులో జంతు కొవ్వు కలవలేదు అని చెప్పారు. జంతు కొవ్వు కలవలేదు కాబట్టి ఇది వేరే పదార్థాల కల్తీ జరిగింది, జంతు కొవ్వు మాత్రం కలవలేదు అని చెప్పారు. కానీ
Well, in fact, TDP parliamentarian Shabri is joining us on this broadcast. Dr. Shabri, thank you very much for joining us. I want to straight away begin by asking you, TDP had made the allegation of animal fat. As far as the SIT is concerned, the SIT says there is no animal fat. So let's begin with the direct allegation that the YSRCP has also made, that if there is no animal fat, then where is the hue and cry? Why is it that the Chief Minister had made this allegation earlier?
Good evening, Shravan. Today I've seen YV Subba Reddy Garu's press meet. He said during his government, he was very clear and also transparency was maintained. But I think I can say that at least today he's trying to maintain that transparency, and he has accepted to the fact that the laddu was adulterated, very clearly shows. And I can tell you one thing, that Tirupati Devasthanams Venkateshwara Swami is our Kali Yuga Daivam. He is believed by millions of people, and even the Britishers and Mughal emperors also were scared to, touch the sanctity of TTD or Venkateshwara Swami. Maharaj Shivaji ji, then Krishnadevarayalu garu, so many people had maintained the sanctity, and subsequently the governments had also maintained and developed this temple. And we considered this prasadams so holy that even while eating the prasadam, we leave our footwear and we don't even eat non-vegetarian when the prasadam is there at our homes. That is what we maintain. And we have seen the previous government, for the 5 years, they were hell-bent against the Hinduism, or we've seen many things that has happened, destroying temples and also destroying our idols, burning the chariots. We've seen number of things like this. This
But
is
would
all
you say,
the reason.
would you say that perhaps you all also jumped the gun by making the allegation of animal fat even before an investigation was carried out? Because the YSRCP essentially is harping on the fact that there was no animal fat. Of course, I'll come to another important aspect of usage of chemicals. Let me first settle this issue about animal fat, because that's what the YSRCP is constantly harping on. In fact, the former Chief Minister, in a rally that he has done in Guntur, has once again spoken about the fact that this was an attempt that was made by your government to try and defame them.
Shravan, let me be clear. In 2022 itself, CFTRI report mentioned that there was animal fat in Tirupati Laddu, and very clearly the chairman was known about this fact, and he has ignored this. And later on, after that, the CIT report very clearly mentions, I think they have not read the CIT report. The 35-page of the CIT report very clearly mentions that it consists of animal fat. NDDB report also mentions that it consists of animal fat. Very clearly mentions that, and there is no doubt in that. It consists of animal fat and also chemicals.
There is no question of giving a clean sheet. You are saying that because the report makes a mention of animal fat, and not just animal fat, it is also about usage of chemicals. You're literally giving the devotees a chemical-filled prasadam.
Yes, that is what. It has hurt our sentiments. It has hurt the sentiment of every Hindu in this world. It has, and we are not going to leave this. Let it be, from the common normal TTD employee to the ex-TTD chairman. Let it be our ex-TTD, the local MLA or even the ex-Chief Minister will not be spared, because ours is a party and our Honorable Chief Minister believes in rules and regulations. We abide by the rules, we abide the law, we trust in the law. So it's been taking place, everything is in place. And the SIT report is to take criminal action. And today our Honorable Chief Minister has announced a one-man committee where administrative action is going to take place.
I must ask you, Dr. Shabri, because I've also accessed a letter. This is a recommendation that has been made by the SIT to your government, to the Chief Secretary, and they're basically calling for a committee to be formed. The question that the YSRCP is asking, that why are you, if the SIT has made those, SIT has found whatever they had to in terms of their investigation, why form a committee at this point in time?
See, we have received a letter from the SIT that please take action against whoever has committed this. So in order to be in the process and to start this process, we have to have a committee sit in place. All the facts should come out through the committee, and which is very much necessary. Okay. It is very easy for us to take.
So you are saying, I just want to end by asking you, you are directly challenging the former Chief Minister by saying that action would be taken against him and to prove the fact that there were no chemicals that were used? Is that a direct challenge from the TDP?
See, it is already proved. And it is already, accepted by the previous TTD chairman today.
Right.
And also, let me be very clear that our ex-chief minister has known the facts throughout and he hid it. Right. A non-Hindu ruling, who was ruling our state, a non-Hindu TTD chairman, a non-Hindu local MLA. You think they would respect our religion? Do you think they would respect our Venkateshwara Swami? Okay.
Dr. Shabri, thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast. In fact, I want to tell our viewers that we had also reached out to the YSRCP for their response on this entire issue. We are still waiting for an official response coming in from the former Chief Minister as well as his party. That's all that we could pack in this edition of This Is Exclusive.